Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Hey everybody, sorry about the abrupt intro, but because I'm late, I need to go now. Let's go! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. Welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where I thought about just showing vacation videos today because I'm a little fried on all this crap going on, you know? By the way, I kind of come to the realization as I was thinking about that little meeting with the generals, Pete Hegseth and the president had. I look back and then I go, that was kind of cringy, actually. They could have done that in a memo. Why'd you bring 800 generals to Washington for that or wherever they brought them? But the message, I think, is important. I think they need to get back to just worrying about being the very best you can be, the very best war fighters, whatever, best military and whatever. And that's a great message. And, hey, no more of the, stupid wokey shit. It just seems like that was overkill to bring him into Washington. And, I watched some of the president's message, and it was a little too political. It should not be political. The military does not need to be political. So I'm kind of annoyed by it now as I look back on it. But again, I don't agree with everything the president does. And no one should. I mean, if he does something that you don't like, you should say so. And that's one of the things I didn't like. So I don't know why that came up early in this show, because it's Free for All Friday. It could be anything happening today. It's also Friday Q&A, so the question box is over there. If you haven't shared the stream, well, I didn't even. Well, now that I think about it, I shared the stream. I just didn't. I didn't give you all a place to share it from. So here, hang on. Share this stream. Where's the link here? I'll drop the link in the chat too, if you haven't done so. Here's the link to the Twitter thing. Just say let's go. Hang on a minute, because I am not functioning properly. Oh, it is also Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. It's $5 Friday. If you get a chance, drop a 5 spot in the tip for the drawer once a week. I ask people to do that if you can. If you can't, that's cool too. It's a free show, but it helps me continue doing this, and it's also good for your soul. So I just thought maybe, Johnny will remind you at some point here. Oh shit, what did I just do? Hang on. God, Mart, what are you doing? Copy and paste. That's all it takes. Paste. There we go. And then copy there. There. Share the stream. I just popped that in the chat there. And I said, as I said already, Friday Q&A, if you have questions or make up a question. It can be serious. It can be not serious. It could be cereal for all I care, because people have asked me about cereal before. And there you go. So let's see. Let me close a couple windows, then we can get started. First in the chat today, who was it? Was it, well, there you go. It was Somnambule Nation gets the bell, beat out the man, AD, but also good morning, Avocados Diabli, who's second today. Midnight, very close, Midnight. You're getting, you're this close. Also, good morning. The Pope is here. Pope with the inspiring message of the day. Yes, Pope Tyrannus III, the Blessed Lich. Blessings of the divine dead. Remember, not every test he gives is a pass or fail. Some test he gives is to teach you an important lesson or to humble you, my crawling babes. I'm a babe. Thank you, Pope Tyrannus III. Also, good morning, Civic Magic. Welcome, Resolute Germs in the house. Mike Savage, Blarg, Renee Mayette is here. And on 1, 2, 3. Still trying to catch up from all the streams this week. Work has kept me too busy. Well, I appreciate you doing that. Also, by the way, reminder, follow me over on Instagram, either PDawgKnight or Marty's Big Journey or Marty Got Jokes. I have 3 of them for different purposes. And I posted some of the pictures from the great trip. In fact, maybe we'll look at some of those today. That'll be fun. Let's just do some fun shit today. I'm like I said, I'm burned out a little bit on the news. But well, you know me, I can't help it. Also, good morning, Jackals Freudenstein. Nice to have you. Blue-Eyed Scream, Miss Wild Wolf, Jay Blizzard, JB's in the house. Good morning. And that looks like about it. I think that's everybody so far. Hit the like button if you like it, or when you like it, or if you like it. But I know you like it. I know you like it. Turn that music off. Turn it off! Thank you. Did I say turn it off? Turn it off. Today's coffee is brought to you by Taylor's Made Right, the home of the best loose meat sandwich on the planet in Marshalltown, Iowa. The original Taylor's Made Right, the second store in the chain back from whatever year it was, 1928. The first one was in Davenport, Iowa, I think, somewhere. Oh, Burlington, Iowa. There was one in Burlington, and then the second one was in Marshalltown. And the second one, the Marshalltown one, is still there since 1928. 1928, the place opened, and it's a staple. If you ever drive through central Iowa, just make a little detour to Marshalltown, Iowa, and go to Taylor's Made Right. They don't pay me for that either. I grew up going to Taylor's Made Right. Every time we'd go visit my grandparents, we'd stop at Taylor's Made Right and pick up some of them. They're loose meat hamburgers. Basically, it's just seasoned hamburger, ground up, and it's with some mustard and some pickles and some onions, and that's it. And it's just, they're amazing. I'm telling you, if you ever get to anywhere near there, go to Taylor's Made Right in Marshalltown, Iowa. I'm just saying. All right. Let's see. Thanks to people who've already shared the stream. I don't know who that is yet, but I see some notifications in my notification thingy. Looks like, oh, what is that? Good Lord. Y'all is funny as hell. We'll start with Somnambule Nation. Thank you for tweeting out the show. As you always do, you always beat, well, actually didn't beat me to it, but you were pretty damn close. Or maybe you did. I don't know how long that takes. Also, we ate scrambled hamburger sandwiches all the time growing up. So simple, yet so good. Oh, yeah. Is that what you called them? Scrambled sandwiches? I just call them Made Rights. Someone said they're called loose meat sandwiches. Anyway, good morning, K-Show. What up, Kirsten? How you doing? Also, Somnambule Nation with, oh, that's CG throwing up the TGIF with little Snoop Dogg, my wife's favorite celebrity. Also, this is, yeah, I know who this is. CJ Punk, right? Is that, yeah, CJ Punk. Thank you, Resolute Germ, the Daily Wrestler on the Let's Go. Reposting that too. And Ms. Wild Wolf sharing the stream. Very nice to have you do that with a nice little message ahead of it. My favorite teacher, aka PDawgKnight. I love it. And then the daily, oh, kitties. Kitties, so cute. And then, oh, little George Jefferson jamming out. Yeah, George, come on, George. You know, that's, I can do that dance. I don't know if anybody really danced like that in the 70s except for him. He was a unique individual. Sherman Hemsley, hilarious dude. And then, what? What is this, Renee? Getting ready for the weekend, getting rid of that brassiere. That's a lot of information right there. And then thank you, K-Shell. Oh, wait, just actually, there we go. Ty Alexander, K-Shell, Kirsten, thank you. Somnambule Nation, Ms. Wild Wolf, CG, and Resolute Germ. And who's this? Message. This is the second time Message has retweeted my show. I have, as someone with 0 followers and zero followers who have not followed anybody. Just figure that one out. Good morning, Ray Lewis, the real Ray Lewis, not that funny football player dude. And Tyler F is in the house. And Ty Alexander with the daily woo from Ric Flair. There we go. All right, let's get into some news and stuff. And I want to get through this quick because I definitely want to get to Friday Q&A today. Questions in Friday Q&A, they can be serious, they can be not serious, they can be weird or salty or inspirational, and I'll do my best to ruin the mood. I don't know what I do when I do this. So, oh, I forgot to do the holiday today. Hang on a second. Let's see what the holidays are today, because I don't have any Twitter holiday stuff. But here we go. Oh, if you're a lady, ladies, it's National Boyfriend Day. You know what to do. Celebrate National Boyfriend Day with your special someone. Show them your appreciation with flowers, chocolate, and those special gifts. Personally, fuck the chocolate, fuck the flowers. And I better not say it out loud. Happy National Boyfriend's Day to all you ladies. Oh, I suppose it could be guys too if you're gay. I suppose that counts. Anyway, also World Smile Day. Give someone a smile today. It's Mean Girls Day. Now this is the one I do have on the list. I forgot I actually had this. It's time to fetch your pink shirt and join the fun. October 3rd is Mean Girls Day. There's some joke in the movie about October 3rd. I don't know why. It's also the eve of my son's birthday and the double eve of my dad's birthday. Interesting. National Kevin Day, whatever, who cares? Ancestors Day, same as yesterday. Kids Music Day. National Techies Day. Maharaja Agasa Jayanti Day. Okay, Bokran Battle. There's a whole bunch of foreign things on here. And it is not Rosh Hashanah. It's not Rosh Hashanah right now, is it? They keep putting Rosh Hashanah up here. Anyway, and buy British Day. If you're a Brit, go buy some British shit. All right. Let's move on. It's my SNL's. All right, my son. Oh, it's your son-in-law's birthday. Happy birthday to your son-in-law. There you go. Lord Stanhope, good morning. Blue-eyed scream. Hi, I see you. I said 1, 2, 3. Okay, now the Mean Girls Day thing though. I did have this on the list. Okay, and it just happens to be this also Taylor Swift's trending because she popped out a new album today. And so apparently it's the, okay, why they, let's look at this. I'm going to read this. Mean Girls Day, fans worldwide mark the 21st anniversary of the 2004 film Mean Girls on October 3rd by sharing quotes, wearing pink, and posting clips from the iconic classroom scene where Katie Heron declares the date. Oh, the celebration coincides with Taylor Swift's release of her 12th solo album. So that's appropriate because she's kind of a mean girl. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. She's put her 12th album, Life of Sugar, leading to crossovers from the official Mean Girls account and pop culture pages. Lindsay Lohan joined in with a post linking the day to her upcoming Freakier Friday sequel. Oh, they're doing that again. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. And I guess Jamie Lee Curtis is in that one too. A little older, a little more political. While brands like Walmart and Power Wash Simulator contributed themed tributes. What the hell is Power Wash Simulator? Anyway, I guess the reason they mentioned it because she mentions the date October 3rd, and so every year Mean Girls is some kind of, I don't know. What the? Oh, I'm glad those were covered. What is it? October 3rd, he asked me what day it was. Oh, I see, because she was all getting Twitter pated because some guy talked to her. I've never seen that movie, so I have no idea what it means. But speaking of Mean Girls again, Taylor Swift's trending because her album came out. And that's all I have to say about that. Moving on, Diddy's trending. P. Diddy gets sentenced today. Good morning, everyone. It's a good morning for everyone, unless you are Diddy Combs. His sentencing is this morning and at an undisclosed time. The prosecution is seeking 11 years and up, while the defense claims he's a reformed abuser and deserves time served and freed. Ooh, what do you think? How long? Now remember, he didn't get convicted on all charges, and which is fucking amazing because he's kind of a shitbag, I guess. But anyway, let's see. Angela Stanton King says, I'm exhausted, y'all. Every time I log on, it's beef season. Nick versus Cardi, Republicans versus Democrat, Candace versus Israel, 50 Cent versus Diddy. At this point, I feel like the internet is just one big WWE ring and everybody's got a grudge match scheduled. Can we please call a timeout? Like, let's have one day where Twitter isn't a boxing ring, but a group nap. Peace, please be still. My notifications used to red. You know what? Interesting, because that has nothing to do with Diddy. But I concur. It's getting too wild on Twitter. Just constant people bitching back and forth. There's gonna be some bodily fluids flowing, and I think of the red kind, because it's getting old, man. Anyway, so Diddy's being sentenced today. We'll see what happens. We'll find out. If anyone out there looking at other news and you find out he's been sentenced, let me know. We'll do the breaking news on here. We'll check. We'll check back. Let's just check the latest here on that. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Is this right? This can't be right. Oh, I see. Some people are saying that it should be time served. This dope here. Time served. They can't do him in because they know he's got everyone by the nuts. Diddy got political figures at the freak off, so you probably got video and everything. Oh, yeah. See, it wouldn't shock me at all. And apparently he's 50 Cent, 50 Cent, the other dude, Curtis Jackson, whatever, says that Diddy's got a hit out on him. He said that. Let's see. Diddy arrived in court as sentencing began in prostitution case, according to the BBC. Combs was wearing a white sweater, black pants, and glasses. He had a noticeable gray beard. His 5 adult children and mother are also present today, and Combs waves and blows kisses to them. So he's at court right now. So we'll see what happens. I wouldn't be shocked if it was time served, because of the fact that he's got some celebrity names in them books. He's call him Black Epstein or something like that. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. Other news. Apparently the new Archbishop of Canterbury, who is the head, she's kind of the Episcopal Pope, so to speak. They have chosen a woman who is pro-choice. To be the Archbishop of Canterbury. Now, I grew up in the Episcopal Church, and it's become very liberal and very whatever, which is, I don't care, as long as they're teaching the Word of God. But Bishop of London, Sarah Mullally, shattered a stained glass ceiling Friday when she, isn't that cute? Shattered a stained glass ceiling. I get it. When she was announced to be the next Archbishop of Canterbury, the first time a woman has been chosen as the Church of England's spiritual leader. Mullally, 63, a former cancer nurse who became England's youngest chief nursing officer before becoming a clergy member, faces serious challenges in a church that includes division over treatment of women and LGBTQ people. She will also have to confront concerns that the church leaders haven't done enough to stamp out the sexual abuse scandals that have dogged the church for more than a decade. I didn't know it was that bad there, but, the choice of Mullally as Archbishop of Canterbury designate marked a major milestone for a church that ordained its first female priest in 1994 and its first female bishop in 2015. She follows 105 men who have held the role since St. Augustine became the first Archbishop of Canterbury in the year 597. I'm okay. It's interesting, but again, this is another one that I really don't care. Now we're going to go through a little celebrity section because a couple of celebrities are trending. Jane Fonda, aka Hanoi Jane, is trending because she's bitching about Donald Trump on, I don't know what show she was on. This is CNN. Why? Okay, here's what I'm not understanding. Why is CNN bringing on celebrities to give us their opinions on the news and politics? I don't give a fuck what Jane Fonda thinks. And I'll say the same thing as Fox News when they bring on, any whoever they bring on over there. celebrity. I don't care what she thinks. It's interesting maybe because she's famous, but other than that, this relic of anti-American bullshit, I'm in the land of don't give a fuck of what she thinks. But now, because she's trending, I have to play what she thinks. Let's see what she said. She was bitching about Trump. Here, this is Jane Fonda.
Our statement is when they come for one of us, they come from all of us.
Like,
we're going to stand. Oh, I thought.
And I swear to God, they put so much fucking shellac on her and paste and whatever on her face, trying to make like she doesn't have wrinkles. Come on, just be you. She's got all the the Botox and all this shit. Anyway,
out of this last night, we're going to engage in creative, non-violent, non-cooperation. CNN.
We'll take it. I'm
good.
Wow, and then this cow with the horse mouth is so excited, and we're gonna be with you because they're pretending not to be political, and they're political. Holy fuck. Oh, seriously though, why is Jane Fonda still giving her take on the news? Hey, Hanoi Jane, the 60s called, they want you back. Although she does have some new movie out on Netflix where it's her, Lily Tomlin again, and Lily Tomlin looks normal, like normal for her 80-year-old self or whatever she is. And Jane Fonda's got so much makeup and work that she's got all this smooth skin, but then it still has the turkey neck because you can't get rid of that, and it just looks weird. Be an old woman. It's okay to be old. Fuck. So anyway, someone here says Jane Fonda's a joke. She's attacking President Trump, saying he does not allow free speech. No one knows better than Trump what it's like to be censored by the left-wing Democrats. The White House responded by saying Hanoi Jane is free to express whatever bad opinion she wants to. Yeah, exactly. Like, you're on fucking CNN saying the president doesn't allow free speech. Are you in jail yet, Jane? I'm just checking. So anyway, another celebrity in that similar vein who isn't working as much even as Jane Fonda, Richard Gere also had to put in his 2 cents about Donald Trump. And boy, they just love asking celebrities. So actor Richard Gere on Donald Trump, we have a president who's not only crazy, he's a dark, dark presence, and it happened so quickly, 6 months, he's almost destroyed our country. Almost destroyed our country. That's an interesting way to put it. Now, I think Richard Gere, didn't he move to Spain for a while and then came back because he didn't like living in Spain because nobody knew who he was, but he came back and nobody knew who he was either. And look, for someone who, fuck, I almost made a gerbil joke. I'm not making a gerbil joke. I'll let Avocatus Diabli do that because I know he will eventually. So anyway, those 2 are trending because, celebrities, when I see a celebrity trending on X, usually about, I'd say 4 out of 5 times it's because they're bashing Trump. Okay. Blue Oyster Cult is trending. Apparently Donald Trump posted a video on Truth Social, and they used Blue Oyster Cult music, and a lot of people are, here's a copyright violation, whatever, which they probably should. Look, while sometimes this is funny, this shit's getting old to me too. Look, enough with the memes. Let's just enjoy let's just do the job and be serious sometimes. I mean, it's funny, but it's getting old. Anyway, Harry Sisson, one of the paid influencer fuckwads, Trump just posted this incredibly weird AI video of himself and JD Vance in the band and Russ Vought as the Grim Reaper. This is what the president is doing while the government is shut down. We're so screwed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he didn't make this himself. I'm confident he didn't make it himself. But it's, in fact, the Dilly meme team. Dilly made this. You know who Dilly is. He's the guy, he makes a lot of these meme videos and AI videos. So he just reposted what the Dilly meme team did. And so people are saying, oh, what is going on? He just posted this. What is going on? Anyway, and so Blue Oyster Cult's trending, as is cowbell. That's why we got the cowbell thing going, because he used the Blue Oyster Cult Fear the Reaper. Don't know what it means and don't care. I just figured it's trending. I'd tell you it was happening. Moving on, I'm trying to get through this quick. Charlotte Police Union is in the news. The Charlotte Police Union has requested National Guard deployment amid a homicide surge. The Charlotte Mecklenburg Fraternal Order of Police sent a letter on October 2nd, 2025, to Mayor Vi Lyles, Governor Josh Sheen, and President Donald Trump, urging the deployment of the North Carolina National Guard to address violent crime in uptown Charlotte. Union President Daniel G. Rodriguez highlighted. Rodriguez? Oh my God! They allow Hispanics in Charlotte? He highlighted a 14% staffing vacancy in the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department and 15 homicides since the September 8th stabbing death of Ukrainian refugee Irina Zadrutska. City leaders, including Mayor Lyles, have opposed the request, favoring community-based solution over militarized vengeance. Well, yeah, but you're down 15% of your police staffing. So what are you going to do, Mayor? I don't know. And now look, that's all local politics. And if the mayor and the police all agree and they do it, I don't care. This idea that, you can't have troops on American soil. Oh, really? Didn't Eisenhower have National Guard troops when they were desegregating the Little Rock public schools? Didn't Kennedy have the National Guard out there during protests? I shouldn't bring up the Kent State thing, but I mean, the idea that they would never have National Guard around on American soil. In fact, here's the one that is funny. A lot of these Democrats bitching about it. Aren't the Democrats the one who were mad that Donald Trump didn't deploy the National Guard on January 6, 2021? Huh? We should never have the National Guard. But then you're bitching that he didn't deploy the National Guard on January 6th. So anyway, here it is. This is their letter. I'm not going to read the whole thing. We'll just start at the beginning, though. On behalf of the Charlotte Mecklenburg Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge Number 9, this letter serves as a formal notice of our intent to request federal law enforcement assistance, including the National Guard, from Major Vi Lyles, Governor Josh Stein, and President Donald Trump's administration. The request is due to the ongoing failure of city and police leadership to address the severe staffing crisis within the Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, which we believe has led to a violence crisis in Charlotte. So again, they're basing it on the fact that they have major staffing problems in Charlotte. So interesting that the Fraternal Order of Police is asking for that. Mayor Vi Lyles, I don't think has any interest in doing it, but we'll see what happens there. George Floyd is also trending. Now, I'm not, as I scrolled through this, I was trying to figure out 100%, or not 100% sure why, but something that someone brought up here is the AP, you do a search of articles using the name George Floyd and a search of articles with Irina Zarutska, the woman who got stabbed in the subway. 74,221 AP articles about George Floyd. Not a single one about Irina Zarutska. That's weird. No one in the AP ever mentioned that story. And now granted, it's national coverage, whatever, but not a single story in the AP about Irina Zarutska. Good morning, Rock Hopper. Good morning, Select Boy.
Yeah, boy.
But yeah, I haven't quite 100% figured out why George Floyd is trending. Other than people are still talking about Charlie Kirk versus George Floyd. This guy says Charlie Kirk is a martyr. George Floyd is not a martyr. He didn't die for a cause, but his death gave cause to mayhem across the country. Charlie Kirk's death resulted in a revival of faith, and that's what really confuses and annoys the Champagne centrists. Oh Lord, and Here's probably why. Here's the article. MAGA finds it's George Floyd. Charlie Kirk isn't the first martyr to be used as a cudgel, by Thomas Chatterton Williams. Here's what he writes in the post where he announces his own article. Today, like 5 years ago, a controversial man has been transformed overnight into a one-dimensional saint, marshaled in a culture war that precludes measured thought. Once again, Americans are being asked to genuflect before an idol. Yeah, no. I think people are just saying, hey, he didn't deserve to die. He didn't deserve to be assassinated. And then he has the link here. Do I even want to delve into this? Oh, this is in the Atlantic. Oh, good God. No wonder. No wonder. I'm sure this is going to be not very Kirk friendly. And is he going to say nice things about George Floyd? Because the difference between the two is the circumstances behind them being ended the way they were, or self-ending, or whatever. However you want. There's an argument on George Floyd. One was trying to have peaceful conversations with some college students about politics, and the other basically robbed a store by passing fake bills and has a past of, stealing from pregnant women at gunpoint. Very, very different. Very, very different people. Okay. But they say, oh, this is they found their George Floyd. No, they didn't. There's no comparison. They're completely different circumstances, completely different people. And the only reason I think Charlie Kirk got more notoriety because of the way some of you assholes on the left reacted to him being murdered. So, here's this tweet. Some on the right have already been searching for a figure like Floyd. No, why would they be searching? No, we're not. No, nobody wants. Oh my God, nobody wants martyrs. In August, an appalling killing nearly provided one. On a light rail in Charlotte, North Carolina, a black man repeatedly stabbed a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee, Irina Zarutska, whose death prompted outrage and ample racism. What? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It's funny. I'm confused about that whole situation. Because she's a Ukrainian refugee. So they had the red button. Oh, feel bad for the Ukrainian refugee. Oh, don't mention the guy who killed her. And they're struggling with those two. Holy fuck. Whose death prompted outrage and ample racism, particularly among conservatives. One Donald Trump supporting tech CEO pledged $500,000 for artists to paint murals of Zarutska in cities across the country. Elon Musk immediately offered another $1 million. Well, isn't that what we did with George Floyd? What you said was an unjust killing. You painted murals and made statues and all this other shit for George Floyd. Isn't that the standard we live by when there's an unjust killing? Apparently not for a Ukrainian refugee. Oh my God. Someone says, what is she? Okay. Yeah. Just the Atlantic are clowns. Someone here says, Melissa Chen. Oh gosh, this I cannot defend at all. I don't even know where to start. George Floyd's death was exploited and laundered through a reality distortion field to usher in a wholesale cultural revolution. Let's start with who he was. He led a life of criminality, delinquency, and he was an avid drug abuser. His death happened amid a context stoked by our media and universities of America being a cauldron of white supremacy and racially motivated police brutality against blacks specifically. This premise was false, and the canonization of Floyd under this false premise was a contemptuous ruse. You know very well just how much damage was sustained and lives lost as a result of BLM and the liberties taken to usher in DEI programs and other equity promoting schemes to enact a cancel culture that punished anyone who failed to pay sufficient fealty to views in the line with the critical race theory. have now all backfired. Charlie Kirk's canonization is not one based on lies. He lived an honorable moral life. In fact, the constant smears he endured were based on lies about him. Extreme and hateful views, e.g. about him wanting to stone gays, were imputed upon him and parroted by influential left-leaning journalists and commentators. Thankfully, Charlie left copious amounts of source material, and people have been going directly to those sources. They've come to realize that what they were told didn't match with who he was, which is what they could see with their own eyes. The political environment surrounding Charlie's death wasn't a lie either. Unlike George Floyd's, there is a trend of escalating violence, and in particular, political violence. Many political targets have faced assassination attempts, some successful, Melissa Hortman, and some, by the grace of God, unsuccessful, Trump, Kavanaugh. ICE agents have been shot at, and Tesla owners and dealerships dealt with violent attacks. Kirk's death is an accurate reflection of this reality and not a cynical perversion and abuse of the truth, which is what happened in George Floyd's case. So it is beyond legitimate for the authorities to respond to his assassination before things spiral. Thirdly, it is an insult to all that is good in this world to make this comparison on an individual level and on the cultural level. So that's Melissa Chen putting that out there. So that's why Floyd is trying to, again, they're trying to, thanks to the Atlantic, just stirring the pot again. Good morning, Gun Fox. What's up? Good morning, sir. All right. And then the only other thing I want to get to before we get to Friday Q&A, I saw this tweet or post or whatever by Ed Krasenstein. And it's about Nick Sorter. So this is the post he made. Breaking. MAGA blogger Nick Sorter was arrested last night in Portland after apparently fighting with an imaginary Antifa. In other words, protesters who... Now, this shit motherfucking shitbag. I need to stop for a second. Thanks, Gunfox. Hold on. Listen to this now, because I just couldn't hear myself talk. MAGA blogger Nick Sorter was arrested last night in Portland after apparently fighting with an imaginary Antifa. In other words, protesters who disagree with him. Holy fuck. It's almost as if Ed has been asleep for the last 10 years. Antifa in Portland is very organized and very noticeable. What an idiot. He was charged with disorderly conduct and was released. Now, it's interesting because, look, he's not fighting with the police. He's just doing what he's told to do. This is the video of it.
I'm not.
Wow, he's not complaining. He's not protesting the police.
What's your name? Oh,
nothing.
Sorry. You ready to turn that phone?
Now, as I read this, and he said, after apparently fighting with imaginary Antifa, right? And I was like, wait a minute, what actually happened? So I went and just did a search on Nick Sorter. And now people are writing about it. Nick Sorter, independent journalist, arrested and booked in Portland on a misdemeanor. Nick is one of the few journalists practicing real journalism, amplifying voices the mainstream ignores. And now he's arrested on a flimsy disorderly conduct charge for his doing his job. Now, that's not what happened. Here's what happened at first. There's an attack on him by Antifa. He's in this, you can see the light. He's right in this area right here. And you see all these people wearing black that come and attack him. And you can see he gets knocked to the ground and then he walks away. See, there you go. They're hitting him with whatever. He had his camera. He got knocked to the ground and then he gets back up and he's trying to walk away. And so now they're attacking him and he's protecting himself from them.
Mark's a veteran. He's got it.
Okay. So it's clear that they're following him around and attacking him.
Look at Portland PD just hanging out watching people get assaulted.
So he got attacked by the little black clad, I was going to say faggots, but I can't say faggots on YouTube. Oh, oops. Anyway, and at one point someone was burning a flag and he took the flag and put the fire out. Everyone on X right now refreshing their feed, waiting for an update from Nick Sorter. Well, he did post about this. If I can find it, I just had it. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. Let's see. Well, lots of people posting about it. Wait, what? Too soon? We love Nick Sorter and hope you see this and laugh and take it as a friendly gesture rather than a cruel, because I'm sure you need a laugh. Nick Sorter's mugshot has been released following his arrest after being jumped by Antifa members outside an ICE facility in Portland. Nick Sorter didn't get to mimic the epic President Trump mugshot since Oregon outlawed the public release of mugshots, but he shouldn't have one at all. So they have that in common. Anyway, reportedly, the Antifa member has also been arrested in Portland. Portland police arrived at the scene to make targeted arrests. The Antifa subject got into a physical altercation with the reporter Nick Sorter, who was taken into custody. So a rare case of where the Antifa shitbag also got arrested. So we'll keep an eye on that. There's a bunch of other articles and links, but I got to do it a Friday Q&A. But thank you, Gunfox61. You are hijacking the show at an inopportune moment, but you know what? You hijacked the show because you dropped a 10 spot in the tip jar, and I'm fucking doing it. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor today. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let's see. It is starting to happen, he says. Let's find out what Gunfox is talking about by clicking the article, an article from the BBC. Johnny, not that BBC. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, hang on. Oh, hang on a second. What is this? This is from the BBC. Apple pulls U.S. immigration official tracking apps. Apple pulls U.S. immigration official tracking apps. Apple has pulled apps that let users flag sightings from officers from U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Oh, because they... So ICE had an app where you could report where the officers are. Like if they were coming to raid in your town, you could I don't know, send out warnings to people. Well, Apple's pulled that app. The tech giant told the BBC it had removed ICE Block from its app store after law enforcement made it aware of safety risks associated with it and similar apps. According to a statement sent to Fox News Digital, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi had demanded the app's removal, saying that it was designed to put ICE officers at risk. The app's creators said such claims were patently false. Well, no, it does. It absolutely does. Whether you intended to be that way or not, ICE officers are getting shot at and getting harassed and whatever. The app's creators said such claims were patently false and accused Apple of capitulating to an authoritarian regime. You know, I don't know the legality of that or not. If you're interfering with law enforcement, I think there's laws against interfering with law enforcement. Am I right? Critics such as the creator of ICE Block accuse the government of abusing its powers and bringing terror to U.S. streets. You know, if some of these people would just, a lot of the people, if they would just abide by the deportation order, they wouldn't have to go find them. And so I'm a little torn on this. Is it free speech to use an app like that? I don't know. You can't break the law. Let's see. The free app works by showing the movements of immigration officers. It has been downloaded more than 1 million times in the U.S. However, Bondi argued it was being used to target ICE officers, with the FBI saying the man who targeted an ICE facility in Dallas in September, killing two detainees, had used similar apps to track the movements of agents and their vehicles. In a statement, Apple said, "We created the App Store to be a safe and trusted place to discover apps. but its creator, Joshua Aaron, denied it posed a threat. Well, maybe not. This is protected speech under the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Can the U.S. government ban apps that track ICE agents? That's a good question for the courts. If you're putting people in danger, it's almost the same as incitement, isn't it? That's a tough one. Mr. Aaron, who has worked in the tech industry for years, previously told the BBC Verify he developed the app out of concern over a spike in immigration raids. Well, the immigration raids are enforcing the law. I certainly watched pretty closely during Trump's first administration, and then I listened to the rhetoric during the campaign. For the second, my brain started firing on what was going to happen and what I could do to keep people safe. The White House and the FBI have criticized the app after it launched in April, and downloads rose. So, it's fake. I'm sorry, but it's a app designed to circumvent the law. And so probably in Apple's best interest not to have it on their app store. I'm sure that Dick had to find a way to get it to people some other way, but still, that's it. I personally think that is absolutely, let's put it this way. Let's say if someone made an app that could track the detective who is handling the case of a murder you committed, and so you could use it to avoid that detective. Should that be against the law? Probably. All right, that's it. Let's do it today. We're going to try to get through all these because, it's a very short list today. Well, okay, good. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's Friday, and you know what we do on Friday? It's time, of course, for our weekly feature, the best part of the show all week long, Friday Q&A. Let's see. I also got to do something else because I'm going to finish with some pictures when we're done here. Let me get these ready. Oh, for fuck's sake, why is that like that? I should have done this earlier. Okay, Friday Q&A. First question of today's Friday Q&A. Hello, TC. What's up? This is from Advocatus Diabli, gets the first question of the day. If you woke up and an aardvark was licking your toes whilst in the corner, a midget was going down on Phyllis Diller, and I asked you if you had forgotten the Adam Schiff thumbnail yet, would you have? Well, it certainly would have. God, you got to be kidding me. It would have distracted me just long enough to forget about that video, but you know how shit goes. All right, let's continue here. Midnight asks, if you could rate Advocatus Diabli 1 through 10, what would you rate him for how unique he is? Oh, in the unique department, he's an 11. Yes. And that's a compliment because unique is good. Advocatus Diabli asks, when the AI overlords take over and put all of humanity to work making nipple clamps, what will we do with them all? Well, when you run out of people, there's always llamas and pigs. So there you go. Lord Stanhope asks, do you understand that we have freedom of speech because no one has to listen to anything erupting from anyone's orifices, best sensible or nonsensical? Okay, let me just read the question again. Do you understand we have freedom of speech because no one has to listen to anything erupting from anyone's orifices, best sensible? Yes, I understand. Yes, I'm just going to say the answer is yes. Yes, I understand that we have freedom of speech. We don't have to listen to anybody. By the way, did you notice? I don't know if you saw this. I saw this morning. National Public Radio, NPR, had a campaign on the internet for fundraising. Apparently, they're not going to fold completely. They're going to try to get by on donor-funded programming. So good for them. It should have been that way for the last 40 years, or at least since the advent of cable. Lord Stanhope asks, think about the derangement of the right to be heard, beside in practice that it is a right reserved by the state. Do you really wish to hear everyone's foibles and peccadillos? What? Do I sound like I would disagree with you on that? No, there's no right to be heard. That's the thing. There is no right to be heard. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, you're free to rant and rave all you want. I don't have to fucking listen to you. I don't mean you personally. You know what I mean. I'm just talking general. Avocado Stably asks, if someone on death row asks for a all-you-can-eat fish and bottomless cup of coffee, how much time do you think they can buy before they get executed? I don't think they give you that much time to eat your last meal. They can give you whatever you want for your last meal, but doesn't mean you get to finish it. I think they set the time. Here's your last meal. Here's what time you're getting the and that's what, and then you're done. If you're not done with your all-you-can-eat fish meal, sorry, you're just gonna have some leftovers for you, the next guy. Lord Stanhope asks, do you really enjoy ruining the mood? What is going on here? What did I do? What the hell did I do? God damn it. Okay, Avocado Diablo asks, you know how they say there is a porn category for everything? Oh God, where's this going? Hang on, before I even look at the rest of the question, I just need to prepare myself. I need to prepare myself. Why can't they find one for 70s starlets scissoring as they skydive while wearing scuba gear? Are you sure there isn't one? Are you sure? Have you gone through all of Reddit and only whatever fans and this and that? Have you been how do you know that there isn't one? How do you know that there's not that category? I've never found it. Okay, well, you just keep looking. I'm sure there's something there anywhere. Okay, Lord Stanhope asks, the committee asked me to relay this to you. How exactly do you spell hemorrhoids correctly? Oh. Isn't it 1 M, 2 R's? Excuse me. Siri, how do you spell hemorrhoids?
Hemorrhoids. H-E-M-O-R-R-H-O-I-D-S.
Okay, that's the British spelling. Okay. Siri, what is the American English spelling of hemorrhoids? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Let me spell it in the chat. Oh, yeah, you got it there. Avocado Sally has it right. That's the American spelling. The British spelling has an A. It's H-A-E, but the American spelling is H-E-M. But 2 R and an H-O-I-D-S on the end. So there you go. Thank you. Thank you, Avocado Sally and Siri for that spelling lesson. Let's see where we at here. Lord Stanhope asks, would you prefer to date a mean girl or have a girlfriend in a coma and it's quite serious? Well, I oh no, no. The thought that went through my head should never have gone through my head as a joke. It's not even funny. I'm not going to say that joke, but I guess the mean girl, just because you can have some reaction to her. I don't know. Hello, Evan S. What's up? And Dom O'Leary. What's up? Avocados Diabli ask, is the irony of calling everything fascist whilst also screaming about how the government cannot be shut down for even a second because it's so intertwined with the people's lives, they will die lost on Democrats? Yeah, it's ironic as hell. It's ironic as hell that, you know, we don't want the government shut down, but this Donald Trump's government's a fascist government. Well, you should be happy it's shut down right now, right? It's fascist. They're shut down and whatnot. Lord Stanhope asks, if P. Diddy does not get prison, how long, in your professional opinion, as a bartender, does Sean have left on Earth? Unfortunately, he'll be around for a while. Well, I don't wish anyone's death. Let me not even imply that, but I think he's going to be around for a while. Although, you know, maybe the people who thinks he was involved in that whole Biggie Tupac thing, who knows? Avocados Diablo asks, how come a shitty movie like Mean Girls gets a day and Ice Pirates doesn't get any love? Well, because chicks, that's why. Chicks. Lord Sandob asks, if Sean goes to prison, how long until he slips on some soap or falls off a tier and gets his head caught in a closing cell door? That could happen. Although I think he has some friends inside prison, so he might be protected depending on where he goes. Lord Sandob asks, what is the technical difference between the undead and the living dead? You know, that's a question for Tyre, because I have no idea. Okay, the undead, let's put it this way. Let's see, the living dead or the undead? The living dead, is that like vampires? And the undead's more like zombies? I'm not sure. Someone give me the distinction. I'm not sure. Oh, you own both those movies, Blue Eyed Scream? I've never seen Mean Girls. I've never seen Ice Pirates either. Avocados Diabli asks, speaking of Richard Gere, do you think he has graduated to capybaras yet? I was going to avoid the gerbil jokes with Richard Gere, and now you give me a giant gerbil. It's possible. Lord Stanhope asks, you understand that Dick Gere moved onto squirrels by now? Well, according to AD, it's capybaras. So there you go. Lord Stanhope asks, why didn't Blue Oyster Cult get more respect? Should have been at least at the same level as Alice Cooper and Aerosmith. You know, that was Blue Oyster Cult. That was the second concert I ever went to. I went with my brother-in-law and my sister because he liked Blue Oyster Cult. I thought, and plus, when I was a kid, I had no idea who Blue Oyster Cult was, but he had an extra ticket. He's like, hey, you want to go to the concert with us? I was 14, 13 years old, whatever. And I thought Blue Oyster Cult was like a hard rock band, like a metal band at the time. And then I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Oh, I know this song. Oh, I know that song. I knew some of the song. I'm like, oh, that's Blue Oyster Cult. I thought they were like a metal band. And the guy, in the middle of this show, every rock band had the drummer do a drum solo. But what's cool about theirs is the dude, it basically started in the dark with like one light on him, and then the light starts turning blue, and then everything turned blue, and so there's just, as his drums solo is getting more intense, the blue light's getting more intense, and it was just actually a really cool effect. And it's the only thing you could see because all the other lights are out. But anyway, that's what I thought of Blue Oyster Cult. Avocados Diabli asked, do you think we will ever know the name of the first person who discovered that if you speak into a moving fan, you can make your voice sound funny? I'm gonna guess that it was probably Lucille Ball. I would guess, because, you know, she was kind of funny and she would think of something like that and no one else even had thought of it. And she thought it would be funny to talking to a fan. And then all of a sudden it did some weird thing to her voice and she probably thought it was hilarious. So I'm going to say Lucille Ball. That's the name. So it's been discovered because I said so. Avocados Diabli ask, oh shoot, what'd I do there? Oh, fuck, there are a lot more questions. He said, Avocados Diabli ask, if you had 10 foot of hose, 2 potatoes, some nails, a camel, 2 car tires, an electric motor, a gallon of ice cream, some yellow cake, uranium, and a statue from the Big Boy restaurant, what would you make? I would make a replica of Noah's Ark that I could push like a wheelbarrow. That's all I can think of. I'm looking at your materials list. I don't know what the camel would have anything to do, though. But everything else, yeah. Ms. Wildwolf asks, if you could sentence Diddy, what sentence would you give him? Well, look, if I could sentence Diddy, I would have overturned the jury's not guilty verdict on the trafficking, and he'd be in jail for at least 30 years. But the max is 11. He should get 11 after that trial. Lord Stanhope asks, at a sermon from Mass this morning, it was said that the Lord punishes no one. He merely allows you to face the repercussions of your action. What are your thoughts on this view? What am I? Well, look. The concept is as Jesus forgives, and you're absolved of your sins through him. If you if you're solid in your belief and whatever, give your life to him. There's also the case made that even if if you give their entire life to them, if they ask for forgiveness, they'll be forgiven. So, but I think that the punishment of the possibility of hell probably is for those who never ever make that choice, or excuse me, I say, or never, who are aware of that choice and never make that choice. I think that people who are never aware of that choice would be seen as innocent and would somehow be able to be forgiven. I hope that made sense. I don't know if it did or not. Let's see. Select a Boy asks, should we organize... Wait, did I skip a question? No. Oh, no, I did. Should we organize a soap and washcloth giveaway for Antifa? Yeah, because they do look like they're dirty and smelly. Lord Stand-Up asks, I can see why many, even ours on our side, claim all cops are bastards. Living in New York City, I get that. But can we also agree that if of this crew, Antifa, all protesters are drug addicts? Apata. Apata as opposed to ACAB. I'm not going to give you that. Not all Antifa protesters are drug addicts, but a large number of them are, and a lot of them are professional protesters. Avocado Diabli asks, did you ever own a CB radio? And if so, what was your call sign? No, I was too young. I never owned a CB. In fact, when I was a kid, like, because, you know, back in the 70s, for whatever reason, the trucker craze went on, the CB radio craze, the movie Convoy, the song Convoy by C.W. McCall. That was all a big thing, right? And I was always trying to talk my dad into getting a CB radio because I wanted to be able to talk to the truckers when I was a kid, but it just never happened. So never got one. And if you're too young to know what a CB radio is, do people still use, like, do truckers still use CB radios? I'm not even sure. I think they do. I don't know if they do or not. Avocados Diabli asks, is this your first question? No, silly. Lord Stanhope asks, me and an old friend were mad stoned whilst we watched how in Mexico the local state police were rioting against the national police because of a corruption arrest. How long until it happens here? Oh man. Like, you mean like if there's going to be a city where where ICE and the local city police start clashing? It could happen. There's some of these mayors, man, are saying, well, look, in California, where Gavin Newsom passed this bill where their ICE or police officers are not allowed to wear masks, which is kind of dumb because, well, wait, can Antifa in California wear masks? Can any other entity wear masks? And first of all, how does the state of California have jurisdiction over federal law enforcement? They don't. But here's my point. I could see it happening in California, where if they're doing an ICE raid in California and the police in say San Francisco or something, or Los Angeles, decide that they're going to arrest ICE agents because they're wearing masks, I can see that skirmish happening. I can see it happening. So probably, when is it going to happen? Probably sooner than later. Avocado Stiabi asks, at what point does dragging someone behind your car on a chain go from good, clean fun to attempted murder? Oh, God, that's a disgusting question. That's disgusting. What? Immediately. Midnight asks, what is your favorite thing to do? Travel and see new things. Even if it's just traveling, 30 miles to a different town. I like traveling. Select the Boy asks, what would be the biggest killer of a vacation? Any type of getting sick. Getting just a really the bad case of the flu or something, or even something as simple as Montezuma's Revenge if you're in Mexico. It does ruin a vacation. But getting sick, definitely. Lord Stand-Up asks, would you support an app that tracks women of the night and list what they are willing to do for what price? Hey, look, is that illegal? I don't know. I mean, some places it's legal. I wouldn't be shocked if they had something like that in Las Vegas where it's legal. All right. Oh, a burger joint. I'm looking at the regular chat. I know a burger joint you need to check out. Tell me what it is. Don't just tease me like that. Come on now. Let's see. Oh, gross. AD, sometimes you just, Avocado Diablo asks, who was the best center square on the classic Hollywood squares? Oh, so if there's never been a better square on the Hollywood squares, period, of any time whatsoever, than Paul Lynde. Paul Lynde was a funny motherfucker. And there has been some funny people in that center square. I'm sorry. There's been, I think Charles Nelson Riley was the center square for a while. Whoopi Goldberg was the center square at her era. Paul Lynde by far was so freaking funny. He was amazing for that show. Okay. And he was also, wasn't he also on, what's the other one that, there was another show. Jim J. Bullock, he was funny too. Nobody was funnier than Paul Lynde. And he was also funny on Match Game too. He was hilarious. So anyway, Midnight asks, if you could choose one person, me, Avocado Diablo, or TC, who would you choose to go on the road trip with? I'm sorry, you're all out. I prefer just going with Lady Boomer. I'm sorry. Just got to be honest. Besides, you're underage. I can't go anywhere with you. I would not go anywhere on any road trip with another female in my car because out of respect for my wife. So there. But someday we'll have lunch with my wife and your mom and everyone around. It's okay. There we go. All right. Midnight asks, when was the War of 1912? Whatever war that is, I believe it was in 1912. I don't even know the answer enough. Avocado Diablo asks, if you ask for human brisket for your last meal, do they have to give it to you? No! That's the question I saw that I said that you're sick. You're a sick motherfucker, man. You're sick. Sick. Avocado Diablo, what if you ask for a fried dodo egg for your last meal? They would not be able to provide it. Remember, it's the last meal thing concept. They don't have to give you it. And if they can't have it, if it doesn't exist, then you go hungry. Bow, bow, bow. Here, you want a hot bubble? All right. Avocado Diablo asks, if we ever come up with miniaturization technology that lets you shrink a person to the size of a molecule, how will we catch human smugglers? Well, look, here's the problem. Oh, I see what you're saying. I'm assuming that you can shrink them to the size of a molecule and then return them to the regular size, right? Look, if the Home Depot, the little street outside of Home Depot, if it's empty and then poof, there's suddenly 70 people out there waiting for a guy to come by with a job, just arrest them all and figure out who the smuggler is. Is that a good answer? I don't know. Avocado Diablo asks, would they allow a scanner that forced anything shrunk down with it to expand at border crossings to stop people? Oh, that's a good one. My God, you had the best answer. Holy shit. Let me go back and read both of those in order because he had the solution in his next question. Listen to this again. Listen. If we ever come up with a miniaturization technology that lets you shrink a person to the size of a molecule, how will we catch human smugglers? And then the next question would be, would they allow a scanner that forced anything shrunk down with it to expand at border crossings to stop people? Yes! Perfect! That was it! Why didn't you just... Never mind. Lord Stanhope, what's for dinner? Tomorrow? I don't know, because we're going to a wedding tomorrow, and I don't know what they're serving. So that's a good question. I should probably ask my wife. Because I don't even remember if we had choices or not. Do we have choices? Look, we got this invitation to this wedding like 4 months ago. And I'm assuming Lady Boomer just chose what we're going to eat. She just probably guessed. I don't remember asking me. And even if she did, it was 3 or 4 months ago. I don't even remember. All I know is that we're going to a wedding tomorrow. So whatever they serve at the wedding, I'm going to be eating. Unless it's human brisket. Okay. Avocado asked, speaking of people stuck in a canoe on Niagara Falls, what is the best model of car to use to transport 1,000 muskrats in secret? 1,000 muskrats? It would be a 1972 Lincoln Continental 4-door with the extra large trunk. Because I think you could probably stuff 1,000 muskrats in that car and still have enough room to drive it. So 1972 Lincoln Continental 4-door. Ms. Wild Wolf asks, when is the soonest you can make Midnight a mod? Oh, and in the thingy bobber here? Well, let me think about that. How about now? There you go. Avocados Diablo asks, what are the absolute worst possible first words you could speak to a cop who is pulling you over for dragging a pedestrian 2 city blocks under your car? Excuse me, officer. Do you have any Grey Poupon? Okay, Midnight asks, is this the last question? Sorry, no, it's not. Lord Stanhope asks, does liverwurst count as eating liver? I don't know. Is Siri, what is liverwurst made of?
Liverwurst are made up of liver, offal, and head as food.
Yes, it is. Liverwurst is made with liver. So yes, it counts. Ding, 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 ding. Avocados Diablo asks, what if the human smuggler pulled a Richard Gere with these shrunken people and passed through that scanner, though? Ooh, that would be nasty. Especially if it was more than, like, you know, even if it was just one person. But imagine, they miniaturized all those people, did a Richard Gere, and there's like 70 of them. Oh, that would be just a nasty old explosion now, wouldn't it? Oh my goodness. They'd be ripped to shreds. Lord Stanhope asks, is this the end? My only friend, the end. Not quite. Followed by Avocados Diablo. Is this the last question? Well, you added another question after that, so you know it's not the last question, goddammit. Avocados Diablo asks, speaking of sausage, have you ever had fish sausage? Fish sausage? No, I haven't. I've never even heard of fish sausage. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the last question. On Friday, Q and A, and then somebody put 2 more questions in. Lord Stanhope, why would you drink Bud Dry? That's a trick question. I wouldn't. And then now no more questions. Don't ask any more questions. Avocados Diablo. Now, is this the last question? No. Ms. Wildwolf, what is your favorite day of the week? Didn't you ask me this last time? I think Saturdays. I like Saturday. Well, Fridays, because, you know, if it's a long weekend, then I can make we can do a road trip over a long weekend. Lord Stanhope asks, and this is the last question now, no more. But seriously, are you sure about that? Yes, that. I'm not ever sure about everything. I don't know. All right, that's it. No more questions. No more Friday Q&A. All right, before I go, I'm gonna show you a couple pictures because I just do that. On my vacation this week, if you go on my Instagram, Marty's Big Journey, you'll see that we did a tour of weird statues. So, for example, I got this. This is Little Tom in Frazee, Minnesota, and that's Big Tom in Frazee, Minnesota, because there was a statue tour. And then we saw Paul Bunyan. That's Lady Boomer sitting in Paul Bunyan's hand. Here's and then this is great. I was holding my dog. They had this thing here where you could be Paul Bunyan, Lucette, and Babe, and so my dog was Babe. There you go. Then this is us with Lucette. Lusette's Paul Bunyan's sweetheart. This is the big fish in Bena, Minnesota. This is the jumping deer in Bemidji, Minnesota. This is only half the trip, by the way. Then there's the dancing Ojibwe in Bemidji, the Lake Bemidji, Paul Bunyan and Babe in Bemidji. And where's the blue ox? Well, there you go, Selected Boy. There's the one with the blue ox. There's a whole bunch of Paul Bunyan statues all over Minnesota. And then we're at the northernmost point in the contiguous United States, Angle Inlet. So that was the first half of the trip. We'll show you the second half of the trip later. Follow me on Instagram, Marty's Big Journey, and PDawgKnight, and Marty Got Jokes. Those are the 3 different channels. And there you go. That's it. All right, guys, thank you for joining me. Let me drop these links in the chat, and I got to go. Hope you all have a fantastic weekend. And hope you had fun with Friday Q&A today. Obviously, it was fun for me, to a point. Anyway, thanks everybody who contributed questions, sponsors, chatters, and general mayhem in the chat. Have a great day. My name's PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here. Here come the links. I'll just put it there without a thing. It'll also be in the chat or in the description. What did I say? Oh, I'm PDawgKnight. And I'm out of here. Bye-bye. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.